What's up team? I'm Andrew Wang, and in this video I share with you guys the first action I take when I start a business. So, you've got a business idea but you don't know what to do next. If you're anything like me, then you love thinking about business ideas and playing them through in your head. Let's be honest, this is probably one of the most fun parts of starting a business because you get to let your imagination just go wild and think about all the cool, innovative things that you could do. Unfortunately, this is probably where most people stop. The whole idea doesn't go any further than just a thought in their head. I don't blame them. I get it. I feel the same way. It's actually a really overwhelming thing because you start off with this business idea which you're really excited about and you let it float around in your mind, and then it expands. You start thinking about all the cool things you can implement in the business, how you're going to market it, how it's going to be received. Next thing you know, you have thousands of thoughts about the business coming in and out of your head in no particular order. What you're left with is this big jumbled mess in your mind. I'm going to show you guys one tool which is really simple to use that I've used to hack my own mind to get a business at least one step further than thought. That one tool is mind maps. So ever since a friend of mine introduced me to mind mapping, I've been using it as basically step one for any sort of business planning. I don't know the exact science behind it, but I know what it's done for me as well as friends and clients who I've introduced mind mapping to. For example, business plans and ideas don't pop into my head in a linear way. So what that means is I don't just think of step one and then my brain says, oh, well done on step one, here's step 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. My brain just doesn't work like that. Instead, ideas come to me really randomly. So I might think of step 1, then step 20, step 17, step 60, step 100 and so on. So what I end up with is this big giant mess in my mind, all in a random order with new ideas constantly coming in and out. What mind mapping lets me do is take the big jumbled mess I have in my head and puts it onto a screen. So it turns the intangible into something tangible, something that I can work with. On top of that, a good mind mapping software will let you reorganize the big jumbled mess as well into something a bit more linear that you can really take action on. Basically, in a nutshell, a mind map lets you create a visual representation of what's in your mind, then lets you reorganize it so you're able to take effective action on it. For those of you guys interested, the mind mapping tool that I use is called Coggle. I'll put a link on the screen for you guys. It's free, it's super easy to use, and it's web-based. So you don't need to download anything, and if you use it on one computer, you'll have access to it on another computer as well. Now, I have no affiliation with Coggle whatsoever. It's just the one that I've chosen to use. I know a few friends use a few other ones, so yeah, feel free to check out a bunch of other software too. To use a mind map, there's no right or wrong way, and that's the beauty of it. You don't have to be a rocket scientist. Basically, use it exactly how your brain works. So as randomly as your brain generates ideas, brain dump them in that order into the mind mapping software. For those that need it, I'll give you guys a little bit of guidance on how I use mind maps. So I've started a few ventures where I've used the mind mapping process as a platform to launch the rest of the business. What I found is my brain needs some sort of catalyst to just get the ball rolling before I can put all the ideas onto the screen. Now to do that, I've got a list of categories which I preload into the mind map, and from there I know it's going to trigger my brain into coming up with ideas or fetching old ones which I can just dump all onto the screen. The categories which I like to start my mind map off with in no particular order is what I want to call the business and the vibe of it. Next is my vision for the business, my product and service offering, how I'm going to differ and what makes me stand out from my competitors, advertising and marketing ideas, inspirations for my business, all the questions I have which I don't know the answer to yet but I need to find out, and lastly, all the potential ideas I could incorporate into my business but I just don't know how they all fit into it yet. So those are my categories. Like I said, it's just the way that I like to use mind maps. Feel free to make your own categories or basically just plop down ideas as they come into your mind. A mind map is something that you can keep adding to and growing. So if you find out some more information about the industry you want to operate in, or some more information about the cost of a product that you want to sell, you can add this all into your mind map and just basically dump it all in there and reorganize it later. Once you have a bit of information into your mind map, what you then have is actually a blueprint which you can make a business plan from. Now, for all you entrepreneurs who hate the idea of filling out a template business plan, and I'll be honest, I'm one of them too, this is a really great way to basically take all the categories in a business plan, so all the information you need, and use them as categories in your mind map. Basically from there, just start brain dumping. You'll end up with a lot more clarity around your idea without filling out this boring ass Word document. And if you still need to do a business plan, all you need to do is take all the best parts of your mind map and copy them into a business plan. Thanks for watching, guys, and once again, that's the first step I take when planning for a new business. I hope you guys get as much out of mind mapping as I have, and if you think that there's someone that would benefit from watching this video, please share it with them. Until next time, done.